Welcome everybody to this new video of TechExpress. Today I'm going to show you how to get started with a stunning website in the Webflow in just 12 minutes. A really great tutorial, really easy for people who want to get started using Webflow. So Webflow is an amazing place with no coding website builder that's perfect for designers and developers alike. So today what I'm going to be doing here is to focus and get started in creating our very first website. So I'm going to delete these elements that we just created so we can start totally from scratch. So once I am inside the actual Webflow, of course what you need to do is to create an account. You have the link down below in the description to get started. Once you choose an email as well as a passcode and verify that email, you might be having the actual dashboard. Inside the dashboard, you have the actual workspace. So here into the workspace, we are allowed to have one workspace at a time if you have a free version. If you wanted to have more different plans, you can focus into the lib pod that says settings and check out the starter plan, the core, growth, or enterprise. So if you wanted to have, let's say for example, custom coding, code export, basic user roles, and all of that, you can choose these elements. But in this case, I'm going to focus only with 2 hosted site, and I use your freelancer guest and 2 free commenters. So something really easy to get started though. So now that I am using the actual element of the Webflow, I'm going to go back here into my workspace. Here into my workspace, I can start building my very first workflow site. So we are able to get started with just one Webflow site at a time. So to get started with our new project, let's go here into new site. Inside the new site, the Webflow designer I'll be helping you to customize every aspect of your website, and you can start by editing the aspect of your website. You can edit text, images, and other elements. We can use this type panel to change the colors, the fonts, and the spacing. Now in this case, you're going to be using a template because this process would be making you much more faster to work out with Webflow. So in here where it says choose a template, choose the element where you want to get started with your new store. Let's say for example that we are focusing into marketing. And inside the marketing, I go for free. If you don't have so much elements of the free version, let's go for all. So you can check out that we have more elements to check out for the free versions. You don't want to focus into the content, you just want to focus into all the actual design that looks alike here directly into this website. For example, if you wanted to create an actual free business, you can choose one of them and go for free with the template. If you kind of like this one, let's go for select. In my case, I go for my site name. Let's say that I go and name this Cool Cast, and I create my very first site. Now automatically all of the templates should be imported into my editor of Webflow. So what I can do now is to start customizing the actual website by just adding the images, the text, the prompts, my products, if this is an e-commerce store, and all of those. Now let's understand these sections. Now into these new sections, do your website by drag and dropping elements from the left panel. Inside here, you can see that we have a navigation section. The navigation section should be helping me to check out my body, the navigation, the header, the features, slider, about, separator, premium elements, and separated lines. So this is a well organized section so you can start editing elements as we are getting started. Or just, let's say for example, dragged a little bit my mouse where I wanted to edit this element, and you can see that here into the lib pod automatically has been choosing the navigator pod. For example here, this is the navigation of the instance. So if I wanted to edit this element of the navigation, I want to go here into the upper side, and here I wanted to go directly into the right side. Into the right side, what I can do is to change different elements that appears into the upper side. For example, the layout, the spacing, sizes, position, typography, and much more. Let's say for example that I wanted to change my typography from Arial into Impact, and I do exactly the same thing with this navigation. Now, as you can see, there are no properties here to add it here. So if I go here into edit, usually what's going to happen is that all of the elements that were selected in here should be edited automatically. For example, here, this image, I wanted to go and cause changes for my own logo. So what I can do is to click into this arrow, go for choose an image, and here into choose an image, I can of course select one or upload my own. So I'm going to upload my own image. Make sure that your image for this logo has no background, so it's actually going to be looking really great. So as you can see now, this one has now been imported directly into my assets. So I choose my image, and automatically has now been replaced there. Now what I need to do is to of course edit the size of my logo. So what I'm going to be doing here today is to edit the elements that we have used directly inside this template. So make this a little bit much more smaller. It actually looks great. And here's the navigation link. Into my navigation link, I have the get started. I can delete this button if I don't want to use this anymore. So I just, let's say I'm gonna go for right click. And in this case, I remove this class. Removing the class is gonna be deleting the element that was before edited. Deleting it by completely is that you're not longer going to see it. Now inside this sign in, it doesn't look that bad. I'm gonna just leave this as it is. Here into the about, I can double click and go for about us. Into pricing, let's go for shop. And here, this one does not work for me. So I delete it with a backspace or wherever. So in this case, I only have 3 elements: the shopping, about us, and the sign in. Now here have the navigation linked. Usually this navigation link should be sending us directly into the new page of my website. But first of all, what I need to do is to make sure that here into the navigation pod, what I can do is to edit what I'm actually seeing. So let's go here into style. And here have my image header. So I select it and I go for choose an image. I'm going to select a new image for the background of my website. So I'm going to scroll a little bit down. I'm going to choose a background that we had just generated for this custom website. If you don't have, of course, assets that we can use totally for free, but that's totally optional of how you want to get started in. So now as you can see, we have this actual header. It doesn't look that bad. But now what I want to do is to try it out to make this look a little bit different when I scroll down. Now I'm going to go for propel your business. Let's go for welcome cat theme store you were looking for. In this case, you have this button. In my case, this button actually works. So what I can do is to now change the actual text where it says get started. Let's go for shop now. And there we go. Now I wanted to make sure that this button sends me directly into my collection. So inside here says the page. I go and send this here into the about us. But to make sure that we have exactly the same pages directly here into our site, let's go into the left pod. And just a little bit left into add elements, a little bit down we have pages. Inside pages you can see that we have 2 different elements. For example, here are my features. So in this case, this features does not work for me. So I can go here, the settings, and I can delete one page if I don't want to see this anymore. Now, one thing that you can do into a specific site is that, for example, here I can go into my pages, and here have the home section. So you want to locate the CEO elements and so much more, just type here into the configuration page settings. Here what you can do is to edit the page name. If this one has access control, the CEO settings, how it's going to be looking here, your business template. In this case, I'm going to go for cool cats. It should be looking like this. And in the meta description, you want to, of course, describe this page. The optimal description related to 100 and 300 characters. The site search settings can be edited in here, and you can do so much more, even custom codes. But this one requires a hosting plan. In this case, we don't have a hosting plan, so I'm going to just go for save. And there we go. Now what I'm going to be doing here is to edit more pages. Now, if I only wanted to focus into sharing and published, first of all, what I need to do is to make sure that my actual premium account is updated for this element. So I'm going to delete this page, and here I'm going to go for contact. Inside this contact, what I can do is to have once again those elements. Actually, it looks really great. So as you can see, automatically this navigation bar looks exactly the same, and if you edit the footer, it should be exactly the same as you edit the elements that you see here. Let's just double click here and edit the image that you see in here. So I go for the navigation logo. The image should be choose image once again, and I select the one that we have done several seconds ago. So as you can see now, I use the same image. Here it is, which says Spoon Inc. All rights reserved. Let's go and double click and choose the year. Cool Cats Incorporated, all rights reserved. So features, about, licenses, and all of that. So this 4 links is not working for me, so I just delete all of those. And the footer links here, I delete this as well. So here are the footer linked list. So once again, I have the about, and here I have the shop, the contact, and there we go. Now, if you want to link this, I says linked footer, you can go here into settings, then go for linked. And here page, this should be about. And here in the shop, I do exactly the same thing. Select it, settings, and here in the page, I change this for the other section assist, pricing or contact, whatever, depending on all the actual pages that you currently have. So once you edit one footer, once you edit the one header, you're actually good to go and you can publish your site. So even we have an actual get started to help you create our site. So we have created our very first site, we have changed color fuzzy classes, we have replaced images, we modified layouts of the template, and we can connect your site to dynamic data. Even what we can do is to customize content with localization, and of course check out the video tutorials. The video tutorials can be helping you to understand a specific section, for example the element basics, styling basics, check out the layout, responsive designs, CMS dynamic content, CMS collection fields, and so much more. So let's say for example that we wanted to check it out containers. So I clicked here and automatically have this video of the containers. So I'm going to close this and I go for publish my site. It is time now to publish my site. So into the upper side we have the publish to selected domain. So what I can do is to change my domain later. But in this case I'm going for advanced options and make sure you have enabled the SSL element. So I'm going to go here for publish to select domain, and my publishing store should be appearing in no time. Now, if you wanted to unpublish or add a custom domain, you can go here into the production and add a custom domain. If you wanted to add it, the domain that was generated for you, what we can do is to go directly back into Webflow and go directly into my site settings. Into my site settings, I'm going to delete or edit the website that we have generated here. So as you can see, we have the name, all the sites, and much more elements. I focused down where I can focus directly into my domain that I currently have, which is in this case totally for free. Focus into publishing. Into publishing is my Webflow domain. So I'm going to select this element and go for cool cast. Now the subdomain is currently taken. So I make sure that I can just do something like this. And if it's still not working for us, let's go for cool cast store. There we go. Now I can use this domain totally for free, and I go for saved and make sure that you publish this before making any changes. So I go for published, the staging now, and publish selected domain. And there we go. It actually looks really great. Since my site has not been published, what I can do is to make sure it actually looks great. So I go directly and straightforward directly into my Coolcats store, webflow.io, and you can see our store is now working correctly. So guys, this is how we can get started and creating an actual website with the actual Webflow in just 12 minutes. It was a really easy tutorial. There's a lot of things to cover, but you now know the base of how we can edit elements, how we can replace images, to check out the CEO, and of course managing your store, and everything should be of course checking out here in the dashboard and the site section. So guys, with that being said, I can now to the very end of the video, but don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more amazing tools how we can edit stuff, website, and your Webflow totally for free. Thank you once again for watching this video guys. Hopefully we can all see you on the brand new section of TechQuest. See you next time.